Well, hello and welcome. Today we're at Virginia State University's Randolph Farm, and we're going to be talking about goji berries. And you might have heard of goji berries before, but today we're going to talk about what they are and maybe how to grow them. We're here with Dr. Teresa Nartea. She's the agribusiness and marketing specialist here at VSU. And Teresa, goji berries are a really neat type crop, but what is a goji berry?
Goji berries are a very unique specialty fruit crop, and they're grown in China. Actually, they're named the wolfberry in China.
So if somebody was growing these, or were to grow these, and they would pick them, I see the fruit right here, would they need to eat these right away? Or?
With the goji berries, they're highly perishable, and in fact, if you're not careful and you put them in your fridge for even like a week and you don't touch it, sometimes we do that with our fresh produce, it can mold quickly. So what I suggest, what I suggest to do is if you have a dehydrator or you turn on your oven to 100 degrees, you can actually dry them like a raisin and eat them like that.
Could you freeze these?
If you have one of these at your house, one of these antiques, you can actually take your goji berries, and let me show you. A lot of times they're harvested on the, if you look, they're harvested right on the leaves because it's easy for the farmers to do. But actually, if you freeze the whole container and you shake it all up, they'll drop to the bottom, and then you can simply take, 5. I put like 5, and it's okay if you get leaves in there. Put them in there, and I just go ahead and get them out of here, and then I put them in their individual blocks in a Ziploc, and I just put them in my smoothie, and that's an easy way to do it.
Great, Teresa, and I can see that would really preserve them for a while and allow you to use them easily.
Absolutely. So when it comes into season, and you'll learn that later about when they're harvested, and you can ask your small farmers in Virginia to maybe consider growing it for you. And I just wanted to point out here that it is one of nature's superfoods, and it's high in fiber, vitamin A, E, B1, and B6.
So now I want to go over and talk to Dr. Rafi
absolutely.
And see how to grow a goji berry. Okay, we're here at the Goji Berries. We're here with Dr. Reza Rafi. Reza, Teresa did a good job of telling us what goji berries are. Now we want to learn a little bit about how to grow them. So if a grower were to search the internet and find some place to buy these transplants to go in the ground, what time of the year should they plant in most of Virginia?
Yeah, they come in bare-rooted plant. Okay. When you get the bare-rooted plant, you usually want to plant them after the last frost, okay. Which would be probably in April. You plant them in April, and then definitely it's really, really important to have a soil which is not acidic. They don't like too acidic soil. You want to make sure the soil is above 6 or above, okay. That the kind of alkaline soil that prefer. And then what's really, really important is to be able to set up trellises.
Sure.
Trellises is really, really important to be able to get a good production. Also, it produces a lot of sucker. In a sense, if you decide to plant this, you need to be careful because you've got to manage it. Otherwise, it's going to be an invasive crop, and that could cause a lot of trouble.
So by suckers, you mean plants that'll come up from the roots basically further away from this main plant? Okay.
Yes, and then obviously trellises is important. It's a crawling plant. It likes to stay low, but you want to make sure you grab the canes, you bring them up, you tie them up to be able to eventually create a structure which comes up and stays on trellises. Otherwise, you have a lot of diseases and insect problem if you keep them low.
Are there any disease or pest problems?
Oh yeah, that's definitely a good question. The disease is mildew. Okay. Downy mildew and powdery mildew is definitely is a problem, and what we have inside the tunnel where we are growing it is the spider mites. It's a huge problem that you need to definitely stay on the top of that. Aphid sometimes attacks and becomes problematic as well.
Okay. Well, it sounds like a great crop, maybe for the home gardener to try. What do you think?
Absolutely. I think it's a great crop with great potential. As Dr. Nartea mentioned, it has a lot of health benefits. You want to make sure you have them, but be careful. Don't let it get out of hand in terms of management, because it could become problematic in terms of an invasive plant species.
Great advice. Thank you for letting us come out and talk to you about goji berries today.
My pleasure.
Well, for more information about how to grow goji berries, contact us at Virginia State University. From the Ground Up, I'm Chris Mullins. We'll see you next time.
From the Ground Up is presented with the generous advice and assistance of Virginia Cooperative Extension. Visit their website at ext.vt.edu.